What is going on, everyone? It's your boy, the Animation. We are back with another deck profile. This time it's Zoro. Now it's the redone Zoro, now that certain cards are allowed back in. Let's go over to the cam and have a look how I run my Zoro deck. Firstly, I've got my Zoro leader from the 25th collection. Next up, we have 4 Otamas. Now, she's great because she's a 1 cost. And on play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. We've got literally the whole playset inside here. And she also has a 2,000 counter, which is fantastic because counters come in handy. We also have a playset of the choppers. Now, I do have one of the ones from the 25th anniversary. And it's just a blocker, 1 cost, but handy. You can literally play it on your first turn. You just got to be careful because it can be trashed quite easily. A lot of people have cards that can trash this blocker, but still can get you out of a pinch. So it's a must in the decks that I use. Next up, we have another playset of the 1-cost Nami, which allows you to give a rested Don to one of your characters. Now, that is fantastic because there's certain characters that need Don to get rush. Now, having her on the board definitely helps out with that. So I always have a playset. She does have a 1,000 counter, which is also can come in handy. So that's a definite winner right there. Next up, we have back with a vengeance, the other Nami. Look at the top 5 cards. Reveal up to 1 Straw Hat Crew type card. Now, it doesn't just have to be a character. It can be an event card, and if I'm correct, it can actually be a stage card as well. Yeah, it can be the stage card as well, which is handy. So you can look for anything that has Straw Hat Crew, and you have to have the playset. This is from the ST10 starter deck. I just think this artwork is absolutely awesome. I've got the regular ones that were in my deck originally, but I think those ones look so much better. Next up, we have 2 of these Gene Bays. I don't have him in here so much for he's a power, but when attacking, if you attach a Don, you can give one of your opponents minus 2,000 power, which can come in handy, but he does only have a 2,000 attack. But he's got 2k counter. So I have him in there for that reason. But if I attack someone, say they've got a 4,000 on there, I give them less 2,000 when I attach a Don. I'm at 3,000, I attack them, and I can knock them off the board. There is certain characters with low costs that can be a pain in the ass. The next one I have is from the STO1 starter deck. It's a 2-cost Sanji with 4k. Now, you can play him Rush if you add 2 Don to this character. So having that Nami on the field that adds a Don definitely helps, and then you can use another Don. If you got your 1,000 Sunny, you can add another 1,000. Your Zoro adds 1,000 as well. You could also play this as the STO1 Luffy deck. It does double as both. Next is another fantastic one. It's a 2-cost, 3,000 power. It's got counter as well, which is always handy to have. I do have the full playset of this Luffy, and it allows you to attach 2 rested Don. It also cannot be KO'd by a strike attribute character. And if you're wondering, Luffy is a strike. That is the attribute of the character right there. So if they've only got a strike character down and they've already used their leader's attack, and they say, here, we're for Luffy, sorry, mate, it's strike, you can't KO him. Absolutely fantastic. But the fact that you can give 2 rested Don, so you drop a character, you can add 2 Don, he still gets 5k. Zoro's ability with the Don turns him into 6k on the spot. Absolutely fantastic card to have. The next one is another one also used in the ST10 starter deck. The OPO1 version of the ST10 starter deck. It's a Rush Zoro, 3 costs, 5,000. You can play him on your second turn if you've gone first, and he can attack instantly. You need a playset of this Zoro in your Zoro deck. Next up, we've got 1 Frankie, and that's just because he's a 4-cost with the 6,000. So 4-cost 6,000 is actually pretty good. He does have a 1,000 counter as well, which can come in handy. Next up, we have 2 of the ST10 Luffys. It's another Rush. Also, if you attach 2 Don, your opponent cannot activate blocker during this turn. So if they've got a blocker on the field and no lives left, you can literally add 2 Don. He goes up to 8k, plus 9k with Zoro's ability. You swing to attack. That blocker can't do nothing. This has got me out of a pinch quite a few times, and I do play 2. There is no counter on there, but it doesnn't matter. He's one of my attacking characters. The next card I have is from the White Pirates. It's my guy, Portgas D-Ace. Now, this is a double attack card. So when you attack, the leader, if you attack life, not a character, if you attack life, you can take 2 lives. But if they've got 1 life left on the board, and then their last one is, it will only take the 1 life. So if they got 5, you'll get them down to 3, and so on and so forth. But I've only got 2 of them in there. It's an absolutely fantastic card. Again, has helped me out a bunch when I've been playing. So definitely consider putting that into your deck. Next, we have the Sanji, which is a rush. It's got 1,000 counter, 6 cost, 6,000 strike. But it's a rush only if they have a character of over 5,000. Now, 9 times out of 10 when you're going against someone, unless it's like a Nami deck you're playing against, they will generally have a character with over 5,000. You can use this card, get the rush, and you can KO that character with this card, and then it doesn't matter. Because by the next turn, when you can use him again, he doesn't need rush. So another one that can get you out of a sticky situation. Next up, we have this Luffy. It is a rush if you attach 2 Don, which makes him 9k, plus Zoro's ability makes him 10k. When you use this and you drop it, it's a 10k hit in a Zoro deck. It's absolutely fantastic. Like, literally, cost 6, use your Nami, put a rested Don under him, use a Don, put 1 under Zoro, 10k attack, swing, and it's hard to block a 10k attack unless they've got a blocker on the field or a crap ton of stuff in their hands. Now, this is the big hitter of the deck. I don't generally get to 10 Don when I'm playing. I can generally get people out before I get to 10 Don, but this is another rush. And when your opponent activates a blocker, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less. So if you attack with this card, if they use a blocker, anytime during the turn when you've attacked with this card, you can KO one of their characters with 8,000 power or less. Not to mention, it is 11,000. I have 2 of these in my deck. They, again, have saved me. I did replace that from having the Ace. The Shank Secret Rare from OP01. So that's what I replaced. Now, with Guard Point, I've got 1 of these Guard Points in. It does have the trigger effect, so it can add 1,000 power. It's kind of useless, but it is a 1 cost, and you get a 3,000 buff when you actually use it as a counter. I don't use too many counters, and I know it's got me in trouble a few times not having counters in my hand, but I do have 1 of these in my deck. Generally, I pull it 2. The next one I have in my deck is this. It's another trigger. Up to one of your leader or characters gain 1,000 power. Radical Beam, it's only a 1 cost. It adds 2,000 power. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, the card gains an extra 2,000 power. This has got me out of a pinch before. When I got attacked, I needed to come up with 5,000. I had a 1k counter in this card, and then I looked and I only had 1 life left, and I was like, perfect. That's my 5k right there. So things like that can get you out of a sticky situation. The next card I have a full playset of. It's in 2 years at Sabaody. Okay, so this one here is look for up to the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Straw Hat card. Now, it cannot be anything but a character. So if you get an event or a stage, you cannot draw that card. It can only be a character. Then place the cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Again, this is handy if you've got no rush cards in your hand. You can drop this 1 Don, and then you can find a rush, hopefully in your top 5, bring it out, and then you can swing on that turn. Again, help me out numerous times. Next up, we have 2 Bad Manners Kicks. Now, it does have the trigger, which has, again, helped me, minus 3,000 to one of the characters. So if they've swung with a character and then they've got another character there, say with 6,000, you can get that character down to 3,000 once you've drawn your life. Again, fantastic trigger to have. Also, if you trash 1 card, it's 0 Don cost, but you have to trash 1 card from your hand. It can be a character, it can be an event, it can be whatever. So I've got 2 of those in my deck. I did have a playset, but they don't work out if you haven't got enough cards in your deck to begin with that are events. Next up, Gum Gum Jet Pistol. It's a cost of 4, but you can KO a character up to 6,000, and then the trigger is activate this card's main effect. This card has helped me so many times. I only have 2 in there. I did have a playset, but as I said, I like to have more rush characters in my deck. Next, and lastly, we have the 1,000 Sunny. I only ever play 1 stage card. I know some people, except for Onigashima Island, I play 3 in my Kaido deck because that one there you kind of need. It's good to have because you can add that extra 1,000 power every turn, but it's not a necessity for me. That 2 Don that I used to drop this, I could literally drop my Sanji or my Luffy, and I can swing straight away with my Sanji, or I can just wait till the next turn and add 2 rested Don to the Luffy. I've got it in there for convenience. If I've got it in my hand when I draw, I will drop it. The 1,000 power comes in handy. It doesn't act as a Don, so you can't add the 1,000 power to Zoro and then he'll add 1,000 to everyone else. You still physically have to put a Don under Zoro, but still handy to have. If this video has been informative for you, please make sure you smash the like button. There will be more deck profiles coming. There'll be a Nami deck profile coming with the updated stuff from OPO5. That will probably be the next one, and then I might do a Kaido deck profile as well. We are also going to do a Bello Betty from OPO5 and the Purple Luffy. Actually, instead of Kaido, we might just do the Purple Luffy. But until next time, peace out, stay safe, much love, and as always, say hi to your mum for me.